Holy, I am Luna, the most sophisticated Siamese kitten that exists. Scent preview, smell of cheap ozone, mediocre engines, and a total absence of bouquet. A circular object dares to profane the silence of my palace. My tail, a heritage from Siam, is in danger before this soulless and tasteless beast. The cylindrical beast and the void. The morning unfolded over my domains with the languor befitting a royal court. I comfortably settled on the velvet cushion that my personal assistant, the human, has the privilege of fluffing every day. Dedicated myself to the meticulous task of aligning each of my hairs with the precision of a Renaissance architect. The sun, that faithful servant, filtered its rays through the windows, warming my cream-coloured fur and highlighting my dark tips, a visual reminder of my sacred lineage in the temples of Siam. Everything was peace, order, and impeccable aesthetics until I heard the buzzing. It was not the harmonious purring of a superior being, nor even the annoying but predictable noise of the coffee machine. It was a monotonous roar, lacking nuances, a sound that screamed industrial mediocrity. Suddenly, down the hallway, appeared that. A flat black plastic disc, dull and visibly disoriented. Humans, in their infinite capacity to glorify the banal, call it a cleaning assistant. I, after a single disdainful glance, labelled it as the absolute lack of aesthetics and a personal affront to my tranquility. The creature advanced with a clumsiness that I found offensive. It bumped into the legs of designer chairs, pieces I myself have validated with my claws, and retreated without an ounce of dignity, spinning on itself like a drunken dervish. I remained motionless, observing from my velvet lookout. How could the human allow such a device to profane the floor where I parade? The object was not only noisy, but completely lacked gastronomic discernment. It devoured dust particles, yes, but also tried to suck up any shred of life it found on its path, without distinguishing between a residue and a work of art. Then the sacrilege occurred. Moved by a curiosity that my status barely allows me to admit, I descended to the floor to inspect that contraption up close. As I stretched my limbs with the elegance of a Paris opera ballerina, the cylindrical beast decided to change course without warning. Before I could react with my usual agility, I felt a vulgar suction at the very tip of my tail. Mon Dieu! My tail, that relic of the Eastern temples, that extension of my sovereign grace, was being attacked by a vacuum cleaner with delusions of grandeur. I let out a hiss that would have made a Bengal tiger tremble, and, with a leap that defied the laws of gravity that the human believes to understand, I positioned myself on the granite kitchen countertop. From that height, I observed it with a disdain I usually reserve for off-brand pâté. The disc was still down there, vacuuming the empty air with a mechanical stupidity that provoked in me a mixture of pity and disgust. The human watched the scene with a silly smile, murmuring something about technology making life easier. Poor deceived creature, technology can clean the floor, but it will never understand the importance of leaving a trail of elegance in every corner, nor the weight of history I carry in my paw pads. I decided that the reign of terror of that object must end, or at least be contained. My gaze fell on a corner of the living room where the human, in a rare moment of aesthetic lucidity, had left a generously sized cardboard box. To inexperienced eyes, it is just rubbish. To me, it is an exponent of feline brutalism, a structure of pure lines and defensive functionality. With the precision of a military strategist, I descended and lured the cylindrical beast towards the trap. A single movement of my front paw, a paw swipe executed with just the right force, was enough to divert the disc's trajectory into the box. The device, faithful to its lack of real artificial intelligence, entered with a plastic crash and stayed there, bumping against the cardboard walls, spinning and spinning in an infinite loop of emptiness. I sat in front of the box, wrapping myself in my own tail, now safe and properly groomed, and contemplated its defeat. There it remains, trapped in its own stupidity, while I enjoy the recovered silence. In the end, the lesson is simple. In this home, the only cleaning that matters is that of my lineage, and the only authority that rules is beauty. Let the disc keep vacuuming its own failure. I have a nap to attend to on the highest shelf, far from the electromechanical plebs.